Welcome to the first in the series of Ramayana webcasts that we'll be doing from the Neem Karoli Baba Ashram. Our first speaker or presenter is KK Sa, a dear devotee of Neem Karoli Baba, who was very instrumental in bringing all of us to Baba. Through his intervention, he got Baba to let many of the Western devotees come that were able to go and see him. I'm really proud to present him. He's one of my dearest friends, and we're very fortunate to have him here at the Neem Karoli Baba Taos Ashram.
First, Namaste to everyone. I pray Baba to have his blessings always upon all. And he keep us together forever, ever together with love. I am so happy to be here, and at present, today, what I have been told, I have to tell you something, whatever I know about this epic Ramayana. There are so many Ramayanas, and I need not go deep into all that, but what I feel, according to, we have 4 yugas, that is Satyuga, Treta, Dwapar and Kali Yuga, and at present we are on the Kali Yuga. So for Kali Yuga, this irony is, this is the only epic. Tulsidas' Ramayana is supposed to be the best and simplest epic to take any person walk on the path of devotion, and it can just take you right to the beloved, to ultimate truth. So I would like to tell something about this epic. It was written by Tulsidas. And the best, it is known as Ramacharita-manas. Tulsidas has tried his best to write it in a form of path of bhakti, devotion. Other Valmiki Ramayana also depicts the story of Rama, but it is something we call it path of knowledge. But for a layman, those who can understand easily what this devotion is, I would like to tell you that this is the best epic, Tulsidas' Ramayana, known as Ramacharita-manas. It depicts everything about our traditions, our life, how we can live. We do our family works, and together we are with spiritual work. We need not escape from our family duties. On one side we should carry our duties, on the other side we should meditate on God or Ram, or singing or listening to the glories of gods and saints. So there are many significance of this particular age is that in other yugas you have to do so many things. You have to do worship, you have to do meditation, pranayama, yoga. But in this particular age, as Tulsidas has written, you need not do anything. Just take the name of Ram, listen to the stories of saints and sages, and if you can afford, you can go to Siddharth, stay with them, and just singing the glory of God or your saints, and that will be just enough for you to reach the ultimate truth. So it is supposed to be one of the privileged age, Kali Yuga, something like that. And about saints, people, so many books have been written, but there is As Tulsidas has said that there is some difference between a saint and a siddha. After passing through so many stages of a saint, sadhu, or doing penance in the forest, there can be one siddha out of about 5,000 saints you can get to a siddha. So, quality of a saint, siddha is this, that he appears on this earth just for the sake of others. He has nothing to do with his own self. Here I would like to give you an example of Nimkorali Maharaji. His only needs were one blanket and one dhoti. You know dhoti? To cover the lower part. But he used to sit on the taket at the temple at Kechi, right from morn to eve. And people from all walks of life would come, sit in front of him. They went on asking questions and questions. And to each and every one, Maharaji used to give patient hearing about his problems, all these things. So this is the beauty of his siddha. And he didn't do anything for his own self, but for the sake of devotees, he would spend his time from morning to evening. And people think that we can describe about this siddha, and it is very, can you hear me? About sainthood, it has been said that to describe the qualities of a siddha, it is very difficult. Nobody can describe what a siddha is. It has been mentioned that even the speech of deities like Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, poets and men of wisdom, falters in depicting the glory of saints. Saints are beyond our description, but they do so much without letting us know. Now I will come to about Maharaji's, this Ramayana. I belong to that area, Himalayan area. Maharaji used to come to that area since 1930s. Before that, the people there, they knew about Hanuman and Ram and other deities. But most of the people were devotees of Shakti. They used to sacrifice goats and they used to worship Kali, Durga, all these. And people would sing about Hanuman and like that, but not so, they didn't know so much about. So a huge temple was built in Nainital area, and it was known as Sankat Mochan Hanuman Mandir. And Maharaji said about, let people know about the glory of Hanuman. Since that time, the people, the residents of Nainital and nearby areas, they could understand the greatness, the glory and the grace of Hanuman. And now today in every house, every day there is the recitation of Hanuman Chalisa. In every house they sing this Sundarkand, that chapter. So it is all due to Maharaji. Here I want to tell you that this is the way how these siddhas work for the sake of others. He had nothing to do. He was always one with God. But to let people know about Hanuman, about Ram, he did all these things. After doing all these things, he left. So this is the glory of a siddha or a saint. And in Ramayana, if you read it chapter-wise, there are much has been said about bhakti, devotion. There are 9 types of devotions according to Tulsidas' Ramayana. And there are 9 types of bhaktis, just of the same type. These have been described in Gita when Krishna taught Arjuna about Gita. So everything has been in Ramayana. And this from bhakti you can get jnana. And it is not necessary to take the path of jnana, knowledge. You can just, first thing you must know about this particular age, Kali Yuga. Very privileged age. I think you can tell about that Kali Yuga. It has been said that there are no yuga like that. It has been said, but for this particular age, Kali Yuga, where no knowledge or ritualistic things, puja, havan, pranayam, all these dogmas, they are, not required. Totally showing the path of devotion and love is only in Tulsidas' Ramayana, Ramcharitamanas. So the Manas lake brimming over with the exploits of Rama, that is known as Ramcharit Manasa. So now avatar is incarnation. In Gita it has been said that whenever there was any calamity or any danger to dharma, God has to appear on this earth in the form of a ordinary human being. So during that period, he has to act like an ordinary person. He can do anything, but to keep the maryada, how can I explain maryada? You can tell.
Well, since I'm not on the mic, it won't transfer onto the webcast.
Actually, maryada is just to keep the norms of the society, to keep people in discipline, following the rules and regulations of an ordinary life. Just like Ram, when God is in the formation, in that incarnation, he will act like an ordinary person. He would have killed Ravana right from Ayodhya. Can anybody, everybody can understand my pronunciation? I don't think I can speak such a good English. I am trying my best to explain as much as I can.
We appreciate it.
That's great.
And then I was thinking that if you read that, the whole Ramayana itself is a great teacher. But in the last chapter, that is called Uttara Kanda, it is the whole Ramayana has been churned, and you can get every answer to your question. The glory of saints, the glory of this particular age, and what is love, what is saint, what is this God's grace, and what is destiny, each and everything has been mentioned in that. Many people, now I will come to when I was speaking with some of my friends, they were thinking that why Ram banished Sita and he was not fair to his wife. So here I would like to say that sometimes half knowledge is dangerous. People should read this epic thoroughly, like a sip of brandy, drink, digest, go on further. It has been clearly mentioned in for Aranyakanda that before Sita was stolen by Ravana, one day Ram called Sita and Lakshmana had gone to the forest. So they were just Ram and Sita. He asked, well, Sita, I trust you. Now you have to enter fire. And you will come out as in the form of a Maya Sita. It's called Maya. We can call what here
Illusion.
a
Shadow of herself.
shadow, yes, in the form of a shadow, so that nobody may know that you are a shadow. So Sita entered the fire, and she appeared in the form of a Maya Sita in till the killing of Ravana. So people think that, and after killing Ravana, Ram asked her to, for testing, enter the fire, and again you give the proof that you are still so pure. She entered, and so people think that Ram misbehaved or whatever you call it, but it was not like that. To show people that Sita was put into fire, and Sita appeared in Maya Rupa, and again from Maya to original form. She was brought to Ayodhya, and the coronation took place. So this is the whole story of Ramayana. I think most of you must have read Ramayana. No. So you can find, sometimes this is the simplest epic, but at the same time quite difficult. If you accept it right from here, it will be very simple. You have a smooth walk on the path of devotion. But if you use your brain, analytical brain, you will be lost. Why it so happened, why it is he, so that will spoil the whole beauty of the Ramayana.
Is there anything necessary to do to read the Ramayana?
Yeah, that's a good thing. Somebody asked me that there are certain rules and regulations like that to read Ramayana. But there is nothing like that. Maharaji used to say, don't believe in dogmas and the rituals. If you go on path of bhakti, go straight away. That is to read it right from the beginning, and read as much as you can digest, not as single reading. And then you can see the right from how, there are so many strange things like Shiva's spouse Parvati, Sati, how she disobeyed her husband Shiva, and she went to test and she suffered. So these are small things, you can get lessons from all these stories. And then about the birth of Ram, Lakshman, all these. So one by chapter wise, then why Ram was sent to forest by her stepmother. This is in the mind of many people. But their main cause was, as depicted, that there was a kind of terror in that age. These demons were working hard. They were killing these saints, doing penance in the forest. They were killing them, and they want their dominion in that country. So it has been said that yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata. Whenever there is danger to our dharma, God has to take incarnation. So Ram took that incarnation. He killed so many demons. When before his marriage he killed Tarika, everything is depicted. So this is one of the causes of Ram's incarnation. Second, then after wedding, preparations were going on for his this Ram Raja, coronation of Ram. Within one night, Kekai did so many things. People couldn't know. But there was the thing behind that. Had she not done it, by the time demons and Ravana would have done a great loss to these saints. So it is said that some gods created that wisdom in the mind of Kekai to compel her husband Dasratha. About the boon story is a long story, but then Ram was sent to the exile for 14 years. And during these 14 years, he was able to kill almost all the demons. And wherever he went, on the roads, in forest, jungle, he met so many saints. They were hiding themselves, doing puja, doing penance. When they saw Ram, they became totally, they found themselves safe and they could go further with their penance since that day. And also in that, there are so many, during that 14 years of exile, so many things happened, and these are very good teachings for the general mass. When Ram was in exile, all these saints and sages, they want to touch his feet. And Ram, he was so compassionate, we call full of daya. He never did anything to displease anybody, fulfilled the desire of each and everybody. Though those saints, they wanted to touch his feet. But he was in exile and he has to remain in a form of his yogi. He couldn't visit any house, he has to remain under a tree, so he couldn't allow anybody to touch him. Then all the hundreds of saints, they were disappointed because they couldn't touch him or touch his feet. So for the sake of their next birth, he said, okay, I promise, then in my next birth I will appear in the incarnation of Krishna. And you all saints will incarnate in the form of gopis. Then I will play with you in Vrindavan. And you know the story how Krishna played with all these gopis. So there are so many things. Some are open, some are hidden. So you have to just dig it is just like the Ganges is flowing and you can draw as much Ganges water. It is up to you. God has given you everything. This human form, this human birth as depicted in Ramayana, you can get this human form after passing through hundreds and thousands of lives. You can reptiles, birds, donkeys, so many animals. After passing some bugs, all these, then you can get this rare life, human birth. And only in this human birth you can reach God. So Tulsidas has said that we should take full advantage. Every second of our life should be utilized to get the ultimate truth. People want to reach God. They can reach God easily. They can get satisfaction. They can get worldly pleasure, everything. But only thing you must, he has said that necessary for this human birth, you have nothing to do, just to have faith for God, love for God, and do thy duty, family duty. You should not shirk from your work, so you will reach God. You can. And second thing, very important, is this, that in this yuga, though there are not so many, but I feel there must be, but at present I don't think anyone is there. Siddhas, perfection attained saint. If you they are just channels. You can reach God, you can reach the highest level of devotion through saints, Siddhas. And if you read the stories of all these things, then you can feel how great they were.